Get ready for the dictation. Dictation will start in 5 seconds. Start. In 2003, when we had suggested the expansion of the number of industries in the first schedule, we also suggested to the government that they should take powers to do so, and that the powers which we were proposing to the government to take could be exercised in consultation with the industries and interests concerned through the industrial committees and other committees. But it has taken such a long time. The extension of the provisions of the Employees Provident Fund Act to only the factories and the plantations covers only a very small fraction of the plantation workers. Secondly, besides the question of the pace of progress, there are some other questions also. There was an agreement in the Standing Labour Conference when this question was discussed that the provisions of this act will be extended to industries employing 1,000 persons, and the industries come under that category as, for instance, rice mills, cashew nut factories, core factories and other factories. Then there are the seasonal factories. It may be said that work in these seasonal factories is of a seasonal nature, and therefore it is difficult to extend the provisions of this act to workers in those factories. But in that connection also, it may be pointed out that even in these seasonal factories, the same workers are generally employed in the next season when the factory opens and begins to work, and it should be the endeavor of the government to see that the same workers are employed. Therefore, the break in the period of work need not come in the way of the extension of the provisions of this act to these workers. Anyway, it is good that the government has taken powers to extend the provisions of this act to non-factory industries, and I hope these provisions will be implemented without further delay and that the pace will be speeded up. There are a few other points which I would like to touch. My honorable friend has already pointed out the question of forfeiture. Under the present scheme, a worker forfeits the employee's contribution to the fund not only when he retires or leaves the factory prematurely, but also in case of dismissal or disciplinary action. It is a moot point whether there should be this forfeiture even in the case of dismissal or disciplinary action, for the worker has been working there before up to the point of time when this disciplinary action took place. Often we find that even in the industrial tribunals, they have come to the conclusion that the dismissal or disciplinary action was unjustified, full stop.